Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast. My name is Brett James, and I'm joined by my co-host, ChillTakes, Darian Chill, here with me today, man. Episode 10 of the Don't Overthink It podcast, man. Got a lot of NBA talk today. You excited, man?
Absolutely, man. I'm excited. I'm ready. The season is coming down to an end. It ends this weekend. Play-in tournament starts the 12th of April through the 15th, and the playoffs start the 16th, which is next Saturday.
Yep, 10 days from now. Today is April 6th.
I'm excited. My Warriors were officially, they clinched the other night. We are looking at the 3rd or 4th seed. Your team clinched as well.
Yep, we after beating the Memphis Grizzlies last night. Jazz clinched the 5th or 6th seed.
Yes, sir. So no play-ins for neither one of us. So that's the goal. No one wants to be in the play-in game.
No, sir.
But I'm excited, man.
Speaking of a team that won't be in the play-in game, the Lakers got eliminated last night, which we will get into a little bit later on in the show today, man. But since the NBA regular season is officially wrapping up, and next week we'll actually be giving our playoff predictions, really, because everything will be kind of set in stone. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about our award predictions all the way front and through. Then we'll be talking about our first, second, and third team All-NBA as well. That one's definitely a debatable topic in a lot of different ways. I think that's a pretty controversial one in the NBA community as well. And then we'll kind of briefly wrap it up talking about the Lakers and a couple of other stuff as well, man. But I really want to get into these award predictions, man, now that we're 3-4 games left in the NBA regular season, man. Let me know. We're going to start off with MVP. I know we've talked about this a lot, man, but throw it at me, man. Who is your MVP at the end of the season?
I got you. Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question first before we get started.
What's up?
As an NBA fan, how was this season for you as a spectator?
As an NBA fan or as a Jazz fan?
Both.
Both? I think as a Jazz fan, I came into the season, and I'm a Magic fan too for y'all who don't know me, but I think I came into this season with the lowest of low expectations. I just said, obviously my Magic are in a rebuild. I just want to see us be competitive, whatever. As a Jazz fan, I said, you know what? I don't care where we finished in the regular season, whether we're a 1 seed or whether we're an 8 seed, as long as we're healthy going into the playoffs, which as of right now, we're healthy. And then just as an NBA fan, I think it's been a really great NBA season, man. I think a lot of times we don't really appreciate when guys are consistently dropping 30-plus points, 40 points consistently every single night. Even casual role players that are dropping these kinds of buckets, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man, that we have the level of skill set in the NBA like this. So I think it's been a really great season. I really wish we could have seen Kawhi Leonard and Paul George out there this year as well. And obviously my boy Damian Lillard missed a lot of time this season as well. He's one of my favorite point guards. So I think this has been actually a really great NBA season. Just praying that everyone stays healthy for the remainder of the playoffs and the regular season.
Yeah, for me as well, like, as a Warriors fan, I had high expectations coming to the season. I was saying that Steph was going to win MVP. He looked like he was at one point. Then had to fall off a little bit. But I had us being a top 3, top 4 team this year. A lot of people didn't. They didn't think we'd be that good because of not having guys like Klay Thompson or who else didn't come to the season. I think it was Klay and also no Wiseman. They didn't believe how good we would be. But we had a very soft schedule to begin the season. We took advantage of it. We went through some trials, but, we managed to bounce back. The emergence of Jordan Poole has been big time this year. I love to see that. And as a fan of the game, I think this is probably one, maybe because I'm a content creator too, and I have to kind of talk about it as well.
Yeah, we stay in tune every single day.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is probably the 3rd year I've been following basketball damn near all 82 games for my team and other teams around the league. And also with betting and stuff like that, it makes me more in tune with the game. I really enjoy myself, bro.
Yeah.
I went to an NBA game this year too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the NBA season has been one of the best it's been in a while. The NBA is very competitive now.
Yeah.
So a lot of teams 1 through 8 feel confident they can make a run to the championship. So.
Yeah, and I think even though I believe Giannis is the best player in the world, and we see what the Phoenix Suns are doing out west, I feel like this is just a very open, there's still not no definitive super team that's taken over. Yeah. It'd be different if James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant were all healthy, and there was no mandate, and they were the 1 seed. They would just be the presumptive, they're coming out of the East, they're winning it. The NBA is very open. I think that all these teams think that they have a chance.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of, both of us are really too young to remember, but if you just do a little research for people out there, it reminds me of when Jordan left the league at his last retirement, at his last championship.
The league opened up.
League opened up. Now, it wasn't as fun to watch because then there wasn't a lot of like talent in the league as of yet. Because that 96 draft with Allen Iverson and Kobe, they haven't found their footing yet. But but
Hakeem got his rings when Jordan left. When Jordan left,
yeah, exactly. So that time the Spurs became, they emerged.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan,
exactly. Like the young Kobe and Shaq, like. Dynasties weren't built yet, so we're kind of going through that right now, but it's more competitive and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, well, because the first real super teams, and I don't care what nobody says, was I don't view that Celtics team as like I think that was the 08.
You could say it's the Laker teams.
You could say with the Laker teams with Karl Malone and Gary Payton, Shaq, and Kobe, but they didn't win either.
Yeah,
so
true.
I mean, people always make the argument like the Celtics were the first big super team with KG, Garnett, Rondo, which was one of like the first teams I idolized growing up watching because I was the biggest Rondo fan, which I still am.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, it's always been like I think LeBron was the originator, truly the originator of forming super teams.
I would say LeBron's more so of he made it comfortable for other players to do it.
Yeah, I think he's the catalyst of starting that trend. Yeah,
guys before were getting traded.
Exactly,
and
that's
also
the difference. He made a decision, quote unquote.
Yeah, and then you had like guys like Karl Malone and Gary Payton. They were on the tail end of their career. They were they
weren't the same players.
All right, yeah, like when Gary Payton went to the Miami Heat during 06, they didn't consider that a super team, right? Or even when Shaq got traded to the Heat, they didn't think that. It was because Shaq wasn't like Shaq anymore.
Yeah, right? He wasn't. But Wade still got his ring.
Yeah, for sure. No, but he got traded from the Lakers, not Phoenix.
I know what you meant.
They had to make a decision who they wanted to pay, and they made a smart one. But yeah, I mean, I think as of right now, before we get into this pod, I think like the NBA, like, and I don't hate to say that media and like it's a fixed league because I don't believe it is. I try not to believe it, but at times I feel like it is, but. I think the NBA right now, they're seeing a boost in, watch time, stuff like that is because there's no dynasties running the league right now.
Yeah. Also, you can connect to the younger generation a lot easier with the NBA and make it more marketable. Yeah. That's why the MLB struggles, not only because it's as I'm going to a AAA minor league game tonight, but baseball struggles to really connect with a younger audience, even if it's accessible for kids to play. You don't see guys marketed like, on State Farm commercials, on Progressive commercials, you see with like guys like Baker Mayfield, etc. Like, all of these guys have actual characters, and with baseball, like, it's just a lot more difficult. That's why the MLB is consistently losing more money every single year in revenue.
Yeah. So that's why, and also as a fan, I'm pretty sure you can vouch for this as well. NBA season has definitely been better to us than the NFL season was.
So. Oh, definitely. But I'm hoping the Jags can turn it around. Hopefully.
But anyways, let's get right into it. You said MVP. I've been saying it for the longest. It's Joel Embiid, the 4th seed. He's now the leader in points per game this season with LeBron having these ankle issues.
We still got 3 games left.
And I said this before the pod. Laker fans out there listen to this podcast. If LeBron plays these next 3 games, you should be absolutely pissed because he's chasing I wouldn't say the meaningless record because a meaningless accolade because scoring titles are that's big time. And
absolutely.
For LeBron to say he won a scoring title in year 19,
age 37,
all power to him, right? But
context matters
exactly. And are you chasing stats? Or are you chasing wins, right? And if LeBron plays his last 3 games to take over the scoring title, man, like I think it's kind of like it's ugly. It's really ugly, and I'll be pissed as hell if I was a Laker fan, bro, because we had 2 games back-to-back nights, or like the last few weeks against Denver, against Phoenix last night, and also against Utah. He didn't play against Utah. Like LeBron didn't play, and then when you did see him play. He scores like 4 points. It goes crazy. Where he has 38 points.
He went crazy in the third. Yeah, he scored 21 in the third and then 2 in the fourth.
Yeah, 4 in the fourth, I believe.
No, it was 2 in the fourth. He scored.
Oh, that's embarrassing. So yeah,
he scored 2, but he did have 21 in the.
He went crazy in the third.
In the third quarter, he did.
And I'm not trying to discredit him, but like, you have to close out games like that. It's a Pelicans team that's fighting just like you, and you lose by 3. You know what I'm saying? And anyways. Yeah, I'll be pissed as a Laker fan. But anyways,
so wait, let me ask you a question about that then. If you'd be pissed as a Lakers fan that he goes and gets the scoring title, let's say he wants to play these next 3 games, even though there's 0 significance to them because they're eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah.
Let's say he overtakes the scoring title, and let's say he does that, year 19, age 37, and he actually gets that accolade, even though it means nothing at this point in the season.
Yeah.
Would you feel as if that's almost selfish of him to do that and take that moment away from a guy like Giannis or Embiid instead of letting them have their moment?
It's not selfish because F them other players.
I mean, to me, that's selfish. LeBron's still a top 10 player, and he's been the face of the league our entire life.
It is, but at the same time, who are they? They're not my teammates. They're not my brothers. They're not my blood. You know what I'm saying? I have a job to do. However, it'll be selfish to, I want to say,
risk injury.
Risking injury in a sense, but it's also selfish to his team, right? Because
he's not trying to help them win.
Yeah, exactly. What is your really main objective?
Yeah.
Right? And I think LeBron knows. I think he's smart enough. Like, it sucks.
He should shut it down.
It sucks that you're not able to win a scoring title in year 19. I get it. It could have been a what have been. But, like, if we're looking at this 5 years from now, like, some LeBron fans have to make an argument about why LeBron's the GOAT. Oh, he won a scoring title in year 19, bro. Like,
context matters.
Context matters. Yeah. If you don't remember, like, they were trash that year, bro.
Yeah.
He missed, like, meaningful games because of an ankle injury. Yes. He decided to play the last 3 games to win a scoring title.
Right.
Like, who cares about that? Like,
exactly. Nobody cares.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I care about scoring titles from Steph Curry last year because he had to play every single game for them to even get an 8th seed. I care about scoring titles from,
Don't say Bradley Beal because we've had that talk. Bradley Beal's scoring titles don't mean anything to me. They mean jack squat to me.
So it'll be kind of like LeBron's this year.
Essentially, but LeBron's on a different pedestal of all-time, great athlete.
Well, how many scoring titles Bradley Beal got? One?
He's got either 1 or 2.
Yeah, I respect James Harden's scoring titles. I
respect those 100%.
I think Russell Westbrook got a scoring title too. The year he won MVP.
I think he averaged 30.1 points per game.
Yeah, I respect
MVP.
that. I respect KD's. I respect Steph Curry's.
I respect all those scoring titles.
But I wouldn't be able to respect LeBron's this year, bro.
No, it's just context.
But yeah. But anyways,
but
going down the rabbit hole.
Embiid
is my MVP.
Yep, 30.
He won this. He's looking to win a scoring title right now, averaging 30.4 points per game. 4th seed. I told you before the pod, I said he has a chance to win a scoring title, be first team All NBA, be first or second team defensive All NBA.
And he will. Defense, yep.
Yeah, and then after looking at the rate, he's probably not gonna finish top 5 in DPOY, but top 10. I know that little matters, but those are 4 to 5 accolades that he has over Jokic, in my opinion. The only thing Jokic has really is he carried a team with less talent, I guess you can say, and he has number 1 PER, the best player efficiency rating since Will Chamberlain back in like 19 whatever, 50, 60. And also
basically of all time. So it is. Of all time.
So, and that's big time. But at the same time, I told you, and I said on the pod, I don't know if you can find a clip later of it.
Yes.
But I said with James Harden, it was the day James Harden got traded to the 76ers. I said if Joel doesn't miss a beat with James Harden coming in, and they keep that 3rd, 4th seed or something like that.
In that general vicinity.
The general vicinity, right? Even if they take the number 1 seed, they're not going to do that, but they stay 4 through 1. And Jokic is still putting up the same numbers, but he's fighting to keep the 5th and 6th seed and not being the play-in, which he still is. Joel's my MVP. The only reason I said that Joel would not be my MVP is if Jokic were able to lock in a playoff position like 5th or 4th seed, which would have been hard, but he would have been my okay, find him. F it. Give him MVP. So, but he's not doing that. So Joel's my MVP.
Okay. So I've been saying Jokic has been my MVP probably since January. Like the end of January, early February. So I have been on the Jokic train for a million years, it feels like, and I'm still sticking by it. My thing is, yes, he's got the highest player efficiency rating. Almost every single advanced analytic is still backing up Jokic, right? But it's the fact that you are doing more with less. That you can't take that away. And I could sit here and just, constantly explain how, no Jamal Murray, obviously primary ball handler, but he genuinely makes everyone around him better. I really can't say that about Embiid, and it doesn't mean because he doesn't provide value to the Sixers. Go ahead.
Joel was also doing more or less in this case before Harden got there. Because there was no Ben Simmons. He was the only all-star on his team.
Okay, but that roster construction with Tobias, Tyrese Maxey took a huge step up this season. I don't think a lot of people saw it the way like Tyrese is playing. Yeah. Right? Tobias is He's up
Thibault
still Thibault can't. Shake Milton, Niang off the bench, Korkmaz. I mean, they've got a very solid foundation regardless if James Harden or Ben Simmons isn't there. So I'm not comparing that to Monte Morris, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Campazzo, And Jeff Green,
Bones gets more minutes than him.
He does now, but that's just my point. But the thing is, the Nuggets are 47-33 in the Western Conference. The 76ers are 49-30. So we're talking a 2.5 game difference basically. When I personally believe that the Nuggets roster construction this season was significantly worse. When Jamal Murray hasn't played all season, so Michael Porter hasn't played since December. Because of that back surgery.
So I'm going to ask you, my bad. I'm going to
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the same roster they essentially had, minus Michael Porter Jr. Mm-hmm. They had a 3rd seed last year.
Uh-huh.
Right? So did you have Denver going to the postseason this year, assuming that Jamal Murray was going to come back? Because we didn't know Michael Porter Jr. was going to be hurt.
No, right, because he had the back surgery. My assumption was Jamal Murray was going to come back for these playoffs because he tore his ACL just a couple of games before last year's playoffs.
It was like it was about of last year.
Yeah, it was like down the last bit of stretch before they ended up. I think
Golden State. Yeah, I remember that.
Right? Did they beat Portland? They beat Portland.
No. Oh yeah, they beat Portland.
They beat Portland, which that's props. And then they lost to Golden State in the next round.
No, they lost to the Suns. They got swept by the Suns in the next round.
That's who it was. That's right. You're right. Because the Suns had beaten the Lakers in the first round. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. But no, I still think Jokic has done more with less. And I think he genuinely makes everyone around him better. And like I said, it's not because I'm taking anything away from Embiid. I value more of what Jokic is able to provide to a basketball team than what Embiid does. And the numbers still back it up. And he's done more with less. And also, I'm letting a little bit of my pride get in the way because I've been on this Jokic train since January, and I haven't
off the tracks.
I haven't fallen off the tracks. He's still up there. He's still up there. So I'm still going. It's gonna be close. I think the media is leaning Jokic though. I really do. I think especially after Embiid opened his mouth and said, "I feel like the media hates me," and I feel as if what more else can I do to prove that I need to be?
This is like
Jokic is my MVP back to back.
And I think, like I said, it wouldn't be surprising if Jokic does win it. I would be hurt.
What if Giannis won it and the media did a double take on Embiid and Jokic?
Giannis deserves it.
He deserves it too. I'm not neglecting it at all.
Yeah, but if I'm looking at this right, Jokic is the former MVP. It is very easy for an MVP to repeat if he has even so much of a successful season next the following season. And he took a step from last year to this year. He's gotten,
and he's not in the play-in. That's the key word. He's not in the play-in
as of now.
If he sits in that 6th seed.
Okay, I'm asking one more time. If he is in the play-in, does he still get it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If he
does, bro, I want to punch every voter out there that didn't have Steph Curry as the MVP last season because, anyways. I was about to say, so Jokic winning the MVP this year and Joel not winning, it kind of reminds me of a heavyweight battle between, or not even heavyweight, a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and, I don't know, a fighter that came close to beating him.
Not Pacquiao. Let's
say, what's the Mexican boxer?
Bro, I don't know boxing like that. I don't know boxing like that.
God.
Well, let's say a heavyweight matchup.
Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali versus George Floyd. George Floyd. Wow. George Foreman.
Wow. Okay, yeah. That took a sharp turn. That took a sharp turn real quick.
Ali versus Foreman, right? Ali has the belt.
All right.
And that's Jokic. He has the belt. Foreman.
Who's going to take it?
Exactly. Foreman, Ali, they going heavy. They going blow for blow, punch for punch. It comes down to a decision by the refs, right? Who's going to win it?
And whose arm they going to raise up? They're going to raise that same guy whose arm got raised last year.
Exactly. Because there's not enough separation. If you want to beat the king, you got to beat the king.
Yeah. You can't just squeak it out. You have to show and yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's looking like. Like, the MVP is going to go back to the Joker more than likely because there's not enough clear separation. It's just all about he say, she say, how you feel, what's your opinion on it.
Now, I will say, though, and I might still sound like a hater, but honestly, I could see Giannis being number 2. Like I could see Joel falling. Like it's kind of hard, bro. You can make an argument for Giannis 1, Jokic 3, Embiid 2. You can mix and match this all you want, right? But Giannis dominates the better competition every time. He's consistently owning Embiid every single head-to-head matchup in the regular season, no matter what. I hope they play in the playoffs because, like I said, they're still or they were my Eastern. They still are, and I've been on the Eastern Conference Finals trade. Bucks, Sixers. Yeah. I'm still sticking by it.
I'll tell you one thing. If Embiid doesn't get it this year, he might never get it.
No, because you also think about the injuries, man.
Yeah,
he's not going to stay this durable forever.
Yeah, and also like you got young guys coming up. Like Luka's going to get one eventually.
Tatum's going to get one. Donovan could still possibly get one day.
Trae Young.
Yeah.
Ja Morant. Like, the young guys are cooking, right? You got a few more years.
Franz Wagner.
Devin Booker. Anyways, Devin Booker. Giannis might be able to grab a few more. So guys that are getting to that 30 range, like. It's tough for them to win MVP, man. So
I mean, unless you get the scoring title in year 15 and age 37, Joel Embiid.
Yeah, man, it's just hard, man. So yeah, my MVP right now is Joel.
Understandable.
And there's nothing neat. Like I said, there's nothing. No one on this list of like, these accolades that can really do anything these next 3 games to really.
It's really gonna change it unless something drastic happens.
Jokic or Embiid will have to go for 100 points to say, oh yeah. He's the MVP.
Yeah.
He's locked. Like, there's no clear-cut favorite right now in the MVP
not.
race.
So, honestly, we might as well, be putting all our overs on Joel scoring 30-plus every night because we know he's going to be going for that scoring title.
Bro, he is.
He's not going to let Doc Rivers be like, hey, I got 23 points.
And shout out to Joel Embiid because this is a very fantastic storyline for him, right? He's going through so much in his career. He missed the first 3 seasons of his career.
He didn't start playing until he was 16, I think.
He didn't start playing until he was 16. He was a soccer player.
Boy, was skinny, yeah.
He was skinny, out of Cameroon. I think that's where he's from. But, yeah, I mean, trusting the process. Went through a lot of things this offseason with his teammate not being there at the facility because of
having a cell phone in his pocket in practice.
Teammate quit on him and the team. Had Doc Rivers this year. You know what I'm saying? In year 2. So, he'd be the first true center, to win the scoring title, I believe, since Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's big time, especially with so much. Either one of these bigs, right? The big men have made a return to the league, right? It's very impactful to have an all-star.
But they're all turning into stretch bigs now. But they're still bigs.
There's nothing
they're
wrong
still
with
bigs.
That. There's nothing wrong.
Like Jaren Jackson's honestly a true big too. I mean, he's more like a 4, but he's still a big, but he stretches.
And that's why I have so much confidence. Not really so much confidence, but I have belief that Wiseman will be able to turn this around. Now, maybe not to this Joel standard, but it takes a while for big men to get developed in the league, bro.
Especially Ayton, bro. Ayton didn't become Ayton until Chris Paul really got there.
And Ayton is still fighting for his money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think Ayton has the potential to be an MVP one year. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he's definitely got the physicality and the skill set.
Yeah, for sure. So, it takes a long time for big men to develop in this NBA day, in this era. So,
because it's just a guard-driven league.
Exactly. It's a 4 guard-driven league. Like, who builds a team around a 5?
Nobody. And I mean, unless you want to consider Giannis a 5, then nobody built a team around a 5, except for I guess now the Sixers, because they had to get rid of Ben.
And honestly, for Giannis's case, I know we're going along.
No, it's good. It's good.
This MVP, but it really took them to get better once they got a true point guard because Giannis can run the floor for sure, but they weren't winning meaningful games in the playoffs.
They needed to get guys that will space the floor with him and that can run the offense too.
So that's why they brought in Drew Holiday. That's why they were able to get their first championship and make a deep run because Giannis running the point guard is cool. It can happen, but it can't happen.
And not in a 7-game series when you have half-court offense all the time.
Exactly. So shout out to those bigs, man. I don't know how long it's going to last, but this is very beautiful to see. You got guys like Evan Mobley coming up too. You might have Chet Holmgren. Who knows how he can develop?
Respect
into the
Wendell
league.
Carter. Robert Williams. Rudy Gobert's a true big.
Even Vucevic, Cat. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
These guys, the big man is coming back. It is a little different. It's not your traditional bruiser big man that can just feed him
back to the basket. No more LaMarcus Aldridge.
I think Gobert. I think Rudy could be the type of big, but the Utah philosophy is just
it doesn't work like that. That's not how we run our offense. But
went down the whole rant.
It's all good.
About it, but
it's good talk, man. Because
facts.
That's what MVP led into, man. But after MVP, we got to go Depoy, man. Give me your defensive player of the year.
Depoy's a little hard this year.
It is.
I think it's the first time in a long time we've sat here and said, damn, who's going to win Depoy with 3 games left in the season?
Because typically it's just Giannis, Gobert, and it's really
Draymond,
or Draymond. It's one of those 4 guys every year. It's who is it going to be?
Exactly. So it's going to be a different guy this year. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis does get it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because Giannis ain't going to get MVP, I don't think, so I think they might give him Depoy, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, he has a chance to win MVP and Depoy this year. That would be crazy.
He already did it.
He did?
He did it the first time.
My God, bro. Giannis is You gotta talk about Giannis at the end.
Future GOAT. Future GOAT.
I'm gonna ask about Giannis at the end because
go for it.
Anyways, but
future greatest of all time.
I think they're gonna give it to a guard this year. I saw this. The odds as of right now is Marcus Smart being the favorite right now, and I think he deserves it. I mean, he's one of the anchors of that Celtics defense. He has to defend 1 through 4 at times. That dude is legit. He's been a great defensive player since entering the league. He had to take on a bigger role this year, being the point guard as well, so his minutes have increased. Right, and he's done a serviceable job. I don't know where he stands in steals and blocks and charge calls and stuff like that.
We know his impact on the defensive.
But we all know, Marcus Smart is a bruiser. He's a deflator. You know what I'm saying? He's a very good guard and very good defensive guard.
Very good leader, too.
Leader as well. So I'll have him as my depoy right now. And I think Mikal Bridges is a close second. No, my bad, not Mikal Bridges. I think Giannis is a close second. Then I will go... Mikal and Jaren Jackson.
Really? So for me, I still got Marcus Smart taking home depoy as well. I'm not getting to that. So you got Marcus Smart. I got Marcus Smart too. I also just want to finally give it to a guard, man. I can't remember the last time a guard's won depoy. If it's, let me look it up. If it's happened, yeah, go ahead and look it up. But I would have Giannis second. I'd have Gobert third. Just because Rudy Gobert's impact, it's the same thing. Like, even though he always has the stats to back it up, if you watch basketball, if you watch Jazz basketball too, you know that Rudy Gobert's presence is more than enough for opposing offenses as well, and opposing teams try to exploit that, right? But Marcus Smart, I love seeing a guard finally get his recognition. I hope he gets depoy, but also the thing is with Marcus Smart, remember he called out, if you guys remember, he called out Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum early in the year, and how everything was offensive-centric through them, and that was their problem with Brad Stevens, which is why they let go of Brad Stevens. That's why they brought in Udoka to fix that problem. And he was a very vocal leader about that, very adamant and passionate about it. And he stepped his game up offensively and defensively. He's been one of the reasons as to why Boston's had this huge turnaround. They're a top 3 defensive team, I think, in terms of defensive efficiency as well. Marcus Smart, I hope you get depoy. And if he doesn't, I would assume Giannis gets it because Giannis is truly the best player in the game. But that's just where I'm at with it. Have we seen a guard win? When was the last time a guard won?
You weren't born. I wasn't born.
The last time a guard won? Yes. Let me take a guess then.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, tell me the year.
1995-1996 season.
95-96? Gary Payton. It's got to be. It's got to be. Okay.
So Gary Payton was the last point or guard to win.
Guard to win depoy?
Before that. So let's
it was Michael. It was Michael. It was Michael
last
then.
Three, Michael Jordan, 87, 88.
I didn't look this up.
And then the third guard.
Oscar.
No. It was 86, 87.
Pete. Pistol Pete.
No.
Tell me the year.
By the way, my bad. They didn't start doing depoy till 82, 83. Keep that in mind.
Okay, so what was the other year someone else, another guard won?
The last guard to win it before
Michael?
Before Michael was 86, 87.
86, 87, a guard won it.
It was actually pretty guard heavy. No. The Magic never won one. He was on the Lakers, though. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
Very good 2-guard, too.
Tell me then.
Michael Cooper.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, 86, 87. And it's crazy because this was a guard award. Sidney Moncrief won the first 2 Defensive Player of the Years. Then Alvin Robertson.
You say Sidney Moncrief?
Yeah, Sidney Moncrief. Played for the Bucks.
Okay. Shout out to Jacksonville. Go on.
But Alvin Robertson won it with the Spurs in 85, 86. And then after Jordan won it, they started giving it to centers and forwards.
Because they started having more of an impact. David Robinson, Shaq.
Hakeem.
I don't know if Shaq actually ever
Shaq never won one.
That's crazy.
Ben Wallace, ran it in the early 2000s. Of course. I think
he's got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because Gobert's at... I think Gobert has 3. Yeah, Mutombo.
Gobert has
3 of them.
3. And Giannis has 1. Kawhi has 2. Dwight has 3 as well. Shout out to Dwight. But yeah.
Depoy?
Depoy. I mean, it's the year of things being different, right?
Yeah, and I'm hoping so.
Georgia won a championship in football. The Rams won a Super Bowl. The receiver won a Heisman a few years ago with Alabama and Devontae Smith.
The Bengals went from literally worst to first. Literally,
things are changing now, right? Was a little bit inconsistency. Let's mix things up.
Yeah.
And I love to see a guard. A guard hasn't won it since 95, 96. I'm pretty
since
sure
Gary Payton. Yeah, so let's get it.
I wasn't born. That was
I wasn't born either.
26 years ago, 26 years ago, bro. So. Yeah, it's been a while.
Hopefully, man. So it leads us on to our 6th man of the year. I feel like that one's a pretty easy one as well, too. I personally got Tyler Hero down in South Beach.
Yeah, let me see the odds real quick because I think it's Tyler Hero, too, because,
6 man, I mean, just nobody else that's been, even talked about as like a 6 man of the year candidate. Now, shout out to my boy Jordan Clarkson, flamethrower, for just been too inconsistent this year in comparison to last year. But I mean, 6 man of the year. I mean, it's really got to be Tyler Hero. I really can't see anybody else winning it. What he's done this year for the Miami Heat, who are the number 1 seed, it's just too abundant.
So right now, the top.
Who are the top candidates?
So you wouldn't even guess some of these names. Tyler Hero being 1 is a big one. He's like clear-cut favorite.
Yeah.
Kelly Oubre Jr. 2.
No.
Kevin Love 3.
No.
He had a good little run.
No.
Montrezl Harrell 4.
No.
Clarkson 5. Buddy Hield 6.
Clarkson should honestly be higher than those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Just I think because Kevin Love had a
Kevin Love has been consistent, but no.
Yeah. And
Tyler Hero's gonna get it.
I thought Jordan Poole was gonna be able to get it this year, but he's a fucking starter, bro. So it's hard for a lot of players to come off the bench and really be an impact to the game, man. So I got to give credit where credit's due. Yeah. Tyler Hero has embraced that role. He's about to get paid this summer.
Yeah, because he's starter material on an NBA team, but you don't always need to be a starter to make an impact.
Clear-cut winner. It's his for sure.
Definitely his award.
Shout out to Tyler Hero, man.
Okay. And we actually both got the same Coach of the Year candidate as well winning. This one could have definitely gone a couple different ways, but I have my reasonings for not picking the other candidates. But tell me your Coach of the Year candidate, because we both got the same guy.
I really wanted to give it to Monty Williams, man. And I'm still contemplating it because 63 wins.
Bro, he got it last year, man. Come on, dog.
He didn't get it last year.
What? I swear, him, Snyder, and someone else were in the coach. I'm almost certain Monty Williams won the award last year.
I think Spo did.
No way.
Yeah, he didn't win it last year, bro.
Spoelstra? Really?
Might have.
No, Thibodeau
won it. Yeah,
that's right. I forgot that fraud won it. Oh my god.
Quinn Snyder won it the year before.
No, Quinn Snyder's number 1 Coach of the Year. He's been a finalist.
Oh my bad. The year before, Nick Nurse won it.
Yeah.
Respectfully so.
Nick Nurse, that was a great year in Toronto.
But yeah, man,
Tom Thibodeau. Oh my god, bro!
I mean, he took the Knicks to the playoffs, bro.
So
the Knicks were a lottery team,
bro. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I knew the Knicks were frauds, but go on. Anyway. Who's your Coach of the Year then?
Man, I want to give it to Monty so bad, man. I really do, bro. I really do, man. 63 wins, the most in franchise history. He didn't skip a beat without one of his best players being on the court. And
everyone gets better on that team too.
Everyone gets better. I mean, the way he has guys playing basketball, man. I mean, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Payne of
He's
all
talking
people.
Smack to LeBron.
I respect Cam Payne. You know what I'm saying? He had a little run with the Bulls and OKC, and he was one of the original guys to come out of Murray State. But man's making a lot of things work at that team, man. He's been a fantastic coach since his first year with that team, bro. So I really want to give it to him, bro. And I wouldn't be mad if he won either, because I would be happy, he'll be the.
But it's kind of hard to give it to him, even with all you said.
It is,
because
man.
He made the finals last year.
It is.
That's the only knock against him.
It is, right? Because you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to have that model of consistency.
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to be replicating that level of success.
So, Monty Williams is actually the favorite right now, and our guy isn't. He's third. Okay. Eric Spoelstra.
So, are you switching up on me?
Oh, man. I want to give my reasons for Taylor Jenkins as well. Okay. Because Taylor Jenkins was an 8th seed last year.
Correct.
Young, hungry Memphis Grizzlies team.
Still the same way this year.
Same way this year. They started out slow, but then they went on a tear. Mm-hmm. They won, 55 games looking at right now.
Yep.
2 seed. They missed their best player for 23 games, and they're didn't 20-3. Skip a beat.
They're 20-3 without Ja.
20-3.
That is, you can't say that about another NBA team that says if they miss their best player.
Any team in the league that's missed their best player, they struggle. The Lakers.
Yeah, if you took them away for 23 games, they're not going 20-3.
The Warriors have 0 pulse without Steph Curry on the court. The Dallas Mavericks would be nothing without Luka.
Yeah, the Jazz would be below 500 without Gobert. Without Gobert.
Yeah,
without Gobert. Exactly. We always have been that way without Gobert.
Yeah, exactly. Lakers without LeBron. They're a lottery team. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, bro. Like, a team that loses their best player, they fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Especially for that significant time. And I think they were able to keep him out for that long time because of the good coaching and the player development of
I think it's the mindset, too, of being in Grind City.
Desmond Bain is a most improved finalist this year, more than likely, right? I mean, Jaren Jackson, he's gonna be a DPOI finalist, maybe.
Tyus Jones stepped up.
Tyus Jones stepped up. Steven Adams, he's statistically the best offensive rebounder in the league.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kyle Anderson, slow-mo, getting buckets. Dylan Brooks, he hasn't been
when he gets back. He's a bucket though.
He's been back.
You know what I'm saying? But he still missed some games like periodically. Is what I'm saying.
But most importantly, bro, you lose your best player, right? People thought you were gonna fall off. You go 20-3. You blow out some teams too. You blowing out
Brooklyn, Milwaukee,
the Suns.
I think they beat Milwaukee.
Golden State. I think they beat.
They beat the Jazz. They did beat the Jazz at one point, even though the Jazz got them last night.
Exactly, bro. Like you're handling teams without your best player. So yeah, Taylor Jenkins, man, and they're young too, bro. Like they're very young. That's a very young team that's out there. That's my case for Taylor Jenkins. Take it for what it is. But I think I'm gonna switch my pick back to Monty because 63 wins. From a franchise that came a long way, bro.
Yeah, just 3 years ago. I mean, this team was a lottery team every single year we were watching.
Missed Chris Paul for like 18 games. Devin Booker took on the hold. Also, he was an all-star coach this year. He was able to get to the all-star game. So, 1A, 1B, take your pick. Yeah. I got Monty, but I wouldn't be mad if Taylor Jenkins won either.
My 1A, 1B is 1A Taylor Jenkins. That's my coach of the year. My 1B would be Monty Williams.
Yeah.
And it's simply just for the fact that for everything that you stated, but also I'm not taking anything away from Monty Williams, but when you win the Western Conference, you make the finals, you're expected to have that same model of consistency when you kept the exact same core intact. Crowder, Cameron Payne, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, the list goes on. You kept your core and your fundamental pieces intact. The Memphis Grizzlies were an 8 seed. They kept their core intact as well. Obviously Valanciunas and Steven Adams switched off, right, which obviously proved to be a great trade for both teams. Both teams. But you see they took a significant leap up. They aren't just a team fighting for playoff position like 6 seed, 7 seed. They went from 8 to one of the dogs that are now being hunted. Right? They're an NBA team that when teams go up and they play Memphis, they're okay. We can't just we got to go pedal to the metal with them. And that's just where I'm at with it. And like I said, it's not because I'm taking anything away from Monty Williams and them, but Taylor Jenkins kept this team's head above water without Ja Morant, which is truly their only superstar, truly their only all-star level capable player, versus Monty Williams and them have 2 in Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Plus, they won the West last year. You can't say the same about Memphis.
Yeah.
They've had a bigger step up, and that's just where I'm at with it. Taylor Jenkins gets my Coach of the Year vote.
Honorable mention should be Udoka, too.
I think he'd be 4. I think he would be 4 just because I would still... Because it took Boston so long. They were, we were 40 games in before they really... Like 40, 45 games. Yeah, before they just took off. Udoka could be 4 for me. I'd probably throw in... not Doc Rivers, Cleveland's coach.
Terry, JD
Bickerstaff.
JD
Thank you. I said JB.
I think it's JB.
JB Bickerstaff. Yeah. Would probably be my 3rd.
But he might have made the playoffs though,
right? Because they're in the play-in. But I mean, I think just because Cleveland's supposed to be a lottery team, no Colin Sexton. To me, that's still a little bit more impressive than even what Boston's done. Not taken away.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at with Coach of the Year, though. Yeah. But MIP, we got a little bit of a biased viewpoint for probably both of us. Well, I'll say more so for you. Give me your Most Improved Player of the Year award.
All right, so let me give you the criteria for my Most Improved, right? And this is why I don't think guys like Ja or DeJounte Murray or even Darius Garland, surely. Maybe Darius Garland has a better case as well, but those guys, especially someone like Ja, this is a former 2nd overall pick, you expect him to gradually get better throughout his course of his career, right? And unless he came back from a gruesome injury and came back and balled out, he's an MVP. He should be an MVP being a 2nd overall pick, right? So I can't have him as Most Improved. The reason why I have my Most Improved this way is because he took on a big role this year. He had to be a starter at a point in the season, for the first 40 or I would say 40. The first about 40 games right before All-Star break to be the starter, to be the number 2 guard on the team, and Jordan Poole for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, he played big time minutes. He was dropping career highs this year, 38 points and stuff like that. The last month without Steph being in the lineup, the last 2 months now, Wins might have not been able to translate because of other things.
That shouldn't really go into the voting for most improved.
But the dude has set I think he's tied for the franchise record for the most 20-point games in consecutive order. I think he's right now at 12. You know, guys, the only people to do that in franchise history is Steph Curry and Kevin Durant.
Which is crazy because you would definitely think Steph and KD surpass that number by a margin.
So, Jordan Poole's been balling. He's averaging 18. I want to say 18, 4, and 3 or something like that.
Couldn't get it done against my Orlando Magic, though.
He still got off, though. I seen him play in person, man. I do the special, bro. So, he's had big games down the stretch. I mean, he's really embraced his role. He's about to get paid as well this summer. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they develop Jordan Poole, because I personally believe they should just pay him, let Wiggins go this offseason. Man, we can get into the offseason, but I'm looking at it, man, and I don't mean to say this because I don't think it's going to have this impact for a team per se, but it kind of reminds me of James Harden a little bit, his time at OKC. You have something very special in a rotational player. He finally gets some starting minutes, and you're seeing his impact and how good he can be. Not saying Jordan Poole will be a future MVP, top 75 player of all time.
He has borderline all-star potential.
Yeah, I think he's an all-star next year. I think he can be.
I mean, if Wiggins can start in an all-star game, God forbid anybody can start in an all-star game. My God.
Yeah, man, but he's not going to win it because they're going to give it to Ja. I don't even think they're going to give it to Bridges anymore, bro. Man, I want to.
You think Ja's going to get MIP?
I think he might get it, bro.
Oh my! No.
I really do, man.
I don't think so.
I don't think he. That's not a most improved player to me. Like I said before the pod, the year Spicy P won it, no one saw that coming. Yep. He was the big piece in that finals run. No one saw that coming.
He was second wing to Kawhi.
Exactly. No one saw that coming. So, and it's also majority of most improved players, not every time they become an all-star. I think last year Brandon Ingram was an all-star, but the year CJ McCollum won it, he was an all-star, right? He's still yet to win all-star, right? So I think you look at someone like Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole will be a CJ McCollum player in the NBA. That's how I view him. He'll always just be, and that's a good player to be. I think he'll always be a player that's got all-star potential. He's not really an all-star, but he's a very good bucket getter. Can do a lot.
Years.
Huh?
CJ McCollum definitely should have been an all-star.
Yeah, but just playing under Dame and being in Portland, there's just too many guards in the West throughout his tenure there.
Yeah.
But I think Jordan Poole's career is just a CJ McCollum. That's not a bad thing, though.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing at all.
I'll take a CJ McCollum on my team right now.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I think he'd be better than that, but we'll see.
Okay, so you got Ja, or you got Jordan Poole?
Most improved?
Yeah.
Me, I got Jordan Poole. The media, they got Ja.
Okay. Me, I got Miles Bridges. Me and the media, I still got Miles Bridges. Electrifying player. He's played consistently all year. I mean, granted, he got off to a really hot start. He kind of fizzled out a little bit. Charlotte fizzled out a little bit. But Miles Bridges is the most improved player to me. Like I said, I didn't expect this from him. I didn't think he had this kind of potential in him. Right? His 3-point shooting did take a dip, but he's taken a higher clip this year. He went from, I think, 40% last year down to 34, 33% right now.
From 3?
Yeah, from 3. But he's taking a higher clip. He's shooting 1.8 more per game right now also. But he is averaging from 12 points per game last season down to 20.4. He obviously has a much bigger role in this team. Yeah, he does everything. He's a high flyer, electrifying player. I didn't see this from him. I just didn't see him being an actual 20-point per game scorer. I just figured he'd just be a solid role player.
Yeah.
Have some high-flying dunks once in a while. But no, he's actually a solid, productive offensive player that helps move the ball around in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges is my MIP. Also, I'm a little biased just because I think he's just that fun of a player to watch.
And he's a good rapper, too.
Yeah, I was showing my mom the videos last night too.
Remember out here, you just said he's trying to make it out the league.
Make it out the league. Hey, maybe this guy will get drafted by the Hornets one day. We'll see.
Oh man, yeah. But shout out to Miles Bridges, bro, because he's about to be an unrestricted free agent this year, so he's about to test free agency.
Oh yeah, he should come to Orlando.
He's gonna get paid.
Yeah. Oh, it's raining.
Yeah, I hear it.
Damn.
I don't know what team will pay him, but I'd like to see him in a bigger role because he has potential to be an all-star.
I just don't want him to fall into the same trap as a Demar Derozan where
What's wrong with that?
Well, I just mean I don't think Demar had even though Demar had an MVP season before I guess he fell off. The Bulls just didn't have the right pieces.
Well, the Bulls
I don't know
the Bulls got up to a hot start. They kind of like how a lot of people like, oh shit, like the Bulls.
They're legit.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said,
they were like Showtime Bulls.
Yeah, like I talked to my friend about this, and I talked to my barber. He's a big Bulls fan.
It's unfortunate,
I'm like, bro. Like coming into the season, bro, you just want to get the postseason.
Yeah, y'all exceeded expectations.
Exceeded expectations. It might not have been the third seed.
Yeah, same thing with Cleveland. You got nothing to hang your hat on.
Well, maybe, Cleveland for sure, because they weren't supposed to be.
They can get swept, bro, and they should be happy. Yeah,
but the Bulls, they weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. No. They made the playoffs in 2017, so I'm not mad at DeMar.
I hope Miles Bridges gets a good out. And I'd love for him to stay in Charlotte, too, though. We'll see if they're willing to pay him back. Just because, like I said, it's just, I mean, you want to see, like, LaMelo and P.J. Washington and Miles Bridges. Like, all these, like, they just got a good, fun, young team. Terry, they got, their core of guys. Plumlee, I don't like Gordon Hayward for a multitude of reasons.
And they got the money to pay him, man. So
yeah, I mean, who are they paying? Nobody. Hayward. That's it. And boy doesn't even play. Yeah. So I'd like to see Miles stay there. But last award that we'll be talking about, obviously, is the last award, our Rookie of the Year, not Sophomore of the Year, Mr. Ben Simmons. Give me your Rookie of the Year.
I have Cade Cunningham winning it.
Shocker.
Right now he's averaging 17, 5 and 5.
Yep.
I think he might have eclipsed Josh Giddey for the most triple doubles this year for rookies, if I'm not mistaken.
Because Giddey went down.
Yeah, Giddey went down. I think Cade has been playing good basketball. I think he, out of all the rookies, even like Scotty Barnes and Josh Giddey and
he's Kuminga, the best scorer by far.
I wouldn't even say he's the best scorer, and also Jalen Green too. I think he has the most potential to like really this guy, I'm looking at him. He's a 6'7", 6'8" point guard. He can really be something special. I think he has the most consistency into his game that you can really hang your hat on. Like,
he doesn't rely on his athleticism like Jalen Green as much.
Yeah, he's a very, very polished guard that's only going to get better, right? You just want him to pick up the defensive side of things and wins. But we've seen him. This dude is a walking triple-double, in my opinion. I think he can be a walking triple-double and is efficient, too. I mean, he creates for others. He's big, to grab board and stuff like that. He can run the floor, of course. He can score. This dude went toe-to-toe with KD and looked him in the eye and said, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So he's not scared. And I like his game a lot, man. I mean, I was a fan of him coming out of Oklahoma State. Translated to the league, kind of seamless. Had a little rough patch, but it's Detroit,
Yeah. So, and I mean, they're still one of the worst teams in basketball, but it's whatever. You're the number one pick.
But they play hard, man. I mean, these last few games, I know teams are kind of fighting for playoff spots, man, but they've been trying to ruin everybody's season.
Orlando just ruined, for the Cleveland. They're back down.
Yeah, so, shout out to Cade Cunningham. I think he has a very bright future in this league. Hopefully they can get a two-guard to play alongside of him because Killian Hayes is not good. He just can't put the ball in the basket at times, man. So hopefully they can find him a two-guard or a wing, if they let go of Jeremy Grant and Sadiq Bey's inconsistency. But, I like KU winner this year.
That's definitely understandable. Also, Pete, my boy, Miles at NBA All-Star Weekend with Cade Cunningham. So shout out to Cade Cunningham. But no, my Rookie of the Year is Evan Mobley. Just simply off the fact that production might not have been exactly the same as Cade Cunningham. Cade was averaging 17, 5 and 5. Mobley more so on the 15 to 8 range. But Cleveland, like Detroit, had zero expectations coming into the season. Obviously, no Colin Sexton as well. I alluded to that a little bit earlier. But they're a play-in team. They're a 7 seed. They're not a 10 seed. They're a 7 seed. And they could, I don't know how far they are from the 6 seed. I don't think they're that far off. But Cleveland exceeded expectations, and that's an understatement. They finished over 500 for the first time since LeBron.
Without LeBron. Since 1998.
Thank you.
First winning season.
Yeah. So, and Evan Mobley was the second biggest contributor to that team's success this season, right? Obviously, they got a good squad. Lauri Markkanen, Evan Mobley, Kevin Love off the bench, Darius Garland before Sexton went down. Rajon came in midway through the season. Okoro. They've got a talented young core and foundation there too. Maybe Bron goes back because he can't handle LA.
Bro, I really hope he doesn't.
That'd be funny if
LeBron the draft haul they're gonna want. The Lakers will ask for in return. They're gonna want Sexton, probably Markkanen. And you'll give up Lauri Markkanen, but they're gonna want Sexton, Markkanen, some first round draft picks. And maybe even
Get Kevin Love back. No, I'm playing. They just reunite Kevin Love.
Nah,
it's not happening.
Yeah,
the Lakers are, and that's a whole nother story.
Leave Cleveland alone, LeBron. Let them boys be great.
Yeah, they don't want. Well, when Sexton got drafted, didn't he say, "Hey, yo, LeBron, let's run it back"? And then LeBron went to L.A. Yeah. he knew LeBron was gone.
Yeah, bro. LeBron don't want to put in the youngest man. He wants to see what's established before he goes somewhere.
Yeah. But
or he'll break the team up.
Yeah, I mean, Evan Mobley, that's my rookie of the year. That's just my personal belief on it, and I think that I'm probably gonna get all of these right, probably except for Miles Bridges. I mean, I really feel like. Otherwise, my award predictions were pretty right, though.
I think I'm going to get all mine right besides probably Cade.
Probably Cade?
Poole.
You think Mobley's going to get it then?
Yeah.
I think Mobley gets it.
Yeah. Scottie Barnes has made a good case for himself, too.
He has, but, I'm not going to...
Yeah. So, I think Coach of the Year is going to be Taylor... Monty, MVP, Embiid, Six-Man, Tyler. Most improved, I said Poole, but it's probably going to be Ja.
I feel like a lot of this is still honestly up in the air. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I think like it's these. No, actually, no. Votes have gone out. This is the last week to cast your vote.
No, what I'm saying is what I'm saying is like it's not. There's no definitive. Like I think the only genuinely definitive award is Six-Man.
Yeah.
Everything else you can make an argument for.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially the MVP.
Yeah.
That's all I mean. Everyone knows Tyler Hero deservingly will win Six-Man of the Year. Otherwise. Everything else is still up for debate.
I think, like I said, they already sent out their voters and stuff like that, man. So it's gonna be wrapped up. They're just gonna take forever for these things to get announced.
Definitely. All right, man. So that's gonna move us on to our first, second, and third team All NBA. We're not gonna be doing defensive player, like first team All Defense and second team All Defense. We're just gonna be talking first, second, and third team All NBA. But I want to hear your first team first. I'll go with my first team after, and then we'll kind of just go from there.
Yeah, I got you. Let's see, let's
So, yeah, go for it.
Because I honestly forgot. So, my first team, I have Steph Curry, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. I think it's all pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the impact all five of these guys have on their team is these guys would not be nothing. Their team would not be nothing without them, essentially, right? I mean, Steph Curry, even though he's missed the last, I think, like month of basketball or something like that. Before he went down, they were the second seed. Without him, they've been terrible, right? Luckily they found ways to win like 2 games without him being there, man. So, Steph Curry is definitely one. Luka, he's played very good these last probably since the All-Star break.
Been on a tear.
Been hooping. Giannis, same thing with him, man. He's going to finish top 3 in MVP more than likely, top 3 in DPOY, and he's going to be, first team defense this year. So he's a hell of a player. Jokic, we already know, 1A, 1B with Embiid for MVP. So yeah.
Who's okay? No. You good. Yeah. So my first team All NBA is a little bit different, just because I did switch out one guard. In comparison to him, Darian had Luka in there. I actually subbed that out with Ja Morant. To me, Ja Morant is first team All NBA just because Luka Doncic really didn't start playing at an MVP caliber level until February. And I'm not taking anything away from him. You could put Luka in there and I wouldn't be mad. But to me, Ja Morant has been a model of consistency even after missing time this entire season, taking Memphis to new heights. I got Ja Morant, Steph Curry. And then the other 3 are self-explanatory. I shouldn't even need to explain. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. That's my first team. Who's your second team?
Second team, I have Ja.
Okay.
For reasons you just said, why, consistently playing at an elite level when he was healthy. He was dropping like 30, 40 against like some top-tier teams. He was playing unbelievable, right? Book can't go unnoticed. I think if he would have had this strong start to this season, he could have been a top 3 MVP finalist and made first team All NBA. But without CP3 after the All-Star break, went on a tear, dropped some triple doubles,
because he was forced into that role a little more.
Exactly, yeah. So Book, unbelievable. DeMar DeRozan, what can we say about this guy? In my opinion, I think he put like a top 5 player this year. I said it. I'm going to repeat it again. 50 pieces, went from being the quote-unquote worst signing in free agency to the best signing in free agency, man. Led this team to the playoffs, and took over the number 1 role. It was Zach LaVine at one point, but it's definitely DeMar DeRozan's team for sure. 4, Jason Tatum, We all know about Tatum, top 10 player in his league.
Thank you. Respect Jason Tatum.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. If I probably could sit down, I probably could name 9 players or 10 players better than him, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because Tatum he's elite, man. That dude is special. And then 5, I have Cat. I mean, like I said, one of those big men, true bigs in the league, a center that can do a lot of great things for your team. Yes, he is more of a scoring stretch big, but the dude is offensively gifted, man. I mean,
is he the greatest shooting big man of all time?
No, not
good.
now. But
good answer.
But he could possibly be when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I'll never forget listening to the Old Man and the 3 podcast. They had Pat Beverly on there, and he was talking about how Cat warms up. Like they said, like due to his dad, being a basketball coach throughout his youth, he put so much work in, you know what I'm saying? And now to the point he barely even goes to a warm up for real. Like he knows when his shot is gonna be good or not. Like, this dude is
He knows.
Like,
yeah.
It's God given talent, man. Like we put in so much work, bro. Like you don't have to go through these like extra extreme workouts like other players do. The dude, like, he's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Like that, right? Like, like that dude is gifted as can be, man. So yeah.
Understandable.
That's my second team.
All right, my second team, that's where I got Luka Doncic in. I got Luka, Devin Booker for all the reasons he said too. More so forced into that role with Chris Paul going out with injury, so Devin Booker stepped up, number 1 seed in the NBA. 3, I got Jason Tatum, another top 10 player in the game. 4, I got KD, just because, he's Kevin Durant. Come on. And then 5, I've got Karl Anthony Towns in there as well too. He had DeMar in his second team. I replaced that with Kevin Durant personally. That was mine. And then I want to hear your third team now too, because this is where it gets a little bit tricky.
The third team got really hard. I did like a couple scratches on this one. So third team, and also when I take into this consideration, I'm thinking about seeding at this point. What have you done to get your team to the playoffs? And if you did, like, what was your impact to that team when you were there, right? Because I feel like the first guys I named, they were all very impactful, and the teams are all in the playoffs, right? Third team, I have Trae Young, right, being the first guard. Trae has been unbelievable this year. Took him a while to get going. Well, it took the team to get going.
Yeah.
They're
still a playoff threat, by the way.
They're the 9th seed.
I think, because the Brooklyn's an 8 seed.
Yeah, so they're 9th seed right now.
I want to make it very clear, Atlanta is still a playoff threat. People need to stop. Atlanta has not gone anywhere.
There.
They are going to give someone trouble.
41-38 this season. He was an all-star. Trae Young. Without Trae Young, they're nothing as well.
Of course.
Darius Garland. People might not have him there. They might have CP3 there, which is understandable, respectfully so. But I don't have CP3 there because I really think Devin Booker is a soul of that team, man. I think they don't move without Devin Booker.
I disagree, but go on.
But Garland, man, he had an unbelievable season this year, man. The Cavs are looking at they're currently the 7th seed. Hopefully they can lock in a play-in game as of right now. They're probably not going to get the 6th seed, but hopefully they get into the playoffs. He was an all-star this year. I just want to see greatness out of the city of Cleveland when it comes to basketball, because they haven't had nothing to show for
outside of LeBron
and also Kyrie and Kevin Love. But
that's LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a homebred pick. The first winning season without LeBron since '98. That's a long time, man. So I got Garland being the centerpiece of that, being a 2. 3, I have LeBron, and that goes into the point of my criteria of like, okay, maybe he's not in the playoffs,
right?
But LeBron's impact this year, he's second in scoring. I don't know if they had a winning record with LeBron on the court, but we all know it's LeBron.
No, they didn't. No.
They didn't. They were like 10 games behind.
Yeah,
the record.
No.
But it's LeBron, right?
He's done LeBron-like things.
Yeah. 4, I have Spicy P, another guy that's willed his team to the playoffs this year.
And Toronto was projected to be one of the worst teams in the NBA.
And they're supposed to be in development, right?
Yeah.
And Spicy P, a lot of people try to disrespect him, saying that he's not good, man, at times, or he's not good enough. But he's a bucket, man. He's a little inconsistent at times, man, but he is definitely probably the best player on that team, right in front of Fred VanVleet. And at 5, I have KD. KD missed the bulk of the season. He missed a lot of games.
He did,
but when he's on the court, he is KD.
Yeah.
Dropped a career high the other night, 55 points against the Hawks.
In a loss.
Yeah, exactly. But he's fighting for the 8th seed right now, man. And I know it's
not
his fault.
He shouldn't be fighting for the 8th seed.
I know it's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
He's been hurt. He had a part-time player.
He had a part-time player for 70% of the season.
And they made a huge trade, right?
Yep.
But...
And that player still hasn't played, and he won't play.
So you're right about that.
I was right about that trade from the moment it happened.
So, yeah. But, Katie got him at 5th seed, like I said.
Okay. So I think that's a solid third team as well too. But my third team is completely different except for LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 other players are completely different. One, I got Chris Paul instead of Trae Young. I want to put Trae Young in there so bad because I love me some Trae Young, and I've always been high on the Hawks ever since last season, even before the playoffs. I got a lot of love for Trae Young, but I got to put Chris Paul in there just because I believe he's the engine that keeps that team going.
Mm-hmm.
He's what really changed that team around from the moment he stepped in, made DeAndre Ayton the type of player that we see that he is today.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Chris Paul's missed 15, I think the last 15, 16 games.
Something like that, yeah.
It's something around that number. Chris Paul's still all-NBA worthy of a player. Chris Paul's in there. I put Jimmy Butler in there. Same thing. Leader of the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference as well, too. If you look at Jimmy's numbers, it's not the level of, production that you want to, I guess, see out of an all-NBA type of player.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy's play and his leadership speaks for itself. Plus, he's the number 1 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give Jimmy Butler his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got DeMar DeRozan. DeMar, I say it, the less I like it. No, he's not a top 5 player. No, he's not a top 10 player. No, he's not a top 20 player.
What? You can't name me 20 players.
Well, he's top 15. He's top 20, not top 15. He's not top 15. He's top 20. He's top.
This season?
Bro, I'm
talking about this season, bro. He's a top 5 player.
Nah, I still don't think he's top 5.
He's at least top 10 this season, bro.
Debatable. Okay, debatable.
Anyways,
but he'd be like 8 to 10. He'd probably be 8 to 10 if you're just saying just this season. But I got DeMar DeRozan in there. The Bulls are absolutely fraudulent versus any competitive basketball team we've seen this season. I think they're like 2-19 versus top 4 teams, but it's besides the point. DeMar DeRozan's done his thing. Then I've got LeBron. Like we've explained, LeBron's done his thing. He's the only player in this entire list that is not even in the play-in, but, LeBron's second in scoring. 5, I've got Rudy Gobert. Not because of the Utah Jazz bias, but because Rudy Gobert is a 4-time All-NBA type of player. He's the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, leading the league in defensive rating, leading the league in field goal percentage, leading the league in rebounds. Just one of the most impactful players in the game. And I think if you took Gobert off the Jazz, they're a lottery team. That's truly how I view them. I've watched the Jazz the last 8 years. Mm-hmm. Growing up a Jazz fan, Rudy Gobert is the anchor to that Utah Jazz team, and I don't even just mean on the defensive end. I just mean in general. Our offense is putrid without Rudy Gobert. Also, Gobert makes that last slot for the All-NBA third team for me personally. Yeah, that's just where I'm at with it too.
You can make a case for Rudy for sure.
Oh, definitely.
So you didn't have? Oh, you do have KD. So
no, KD was on my second team.
Yeah. So the only person you didn't have was Trae Young, Garland, and Pascal. Everything else was kind of like
correct. Everything else was relatively the same as well.
I didn't have CP3 or Jimmy. I don't believe Jimmy should be an All NBA team.
I just think it's the leadership, bro. That's it. Like it's so bland, but you're also the 1 seed in the East.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't take that away too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because the numbers aren't there doesn't mean like your production still isn't there.
The Hawks were the 1 seed in the East back in like 2016.
I think it was 2014-15 when Al Horford, Paul Millsap, Jeff Teague,
none of them made
Kyle Korver.
None of them made it. But they were they didn't make an All NBA team.
Yeah, there was 4 All-Stars on that team.
Yeah,
because like last year's Jazz were Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell were all All-Stars.
That was Mike Conley's first All-Star appearance, right?
He's the oldest player in NBA history to receive his first ever All-Star appearance.
Shout out Mike Conley, man, he's a bucket.
Oh man, he's always been one of the goated, just random casual veterans in the NBA, man. It's like, how can you not like Mike Conley?
Yeah, for sure.
Just one of those random guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But before we wrap this up though, man, I heard you got some thoughts and some questions. You got some questions you got to throw at me like we always do.
Yes,
got to fire them away at the very end of the podcast.
Yes,
always.
Sir. So.
Yes, sirski.
We just talked about LeBron and the Lakers, right? They are officially been eliminated from the play-in after the Suns lost, right? I think they're like, I can't tell you.
I think they're 31-48. I think, or what's their record?
They're 31-48, and they're 2-10, 2-8 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, they've lost 7 consecutive. Yes. But of course, they find a way to always, beat the Warriors and Jazz when we least expect it.
Right.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah. So LeBron is more than likely shut down. Like I said before, if LeBron plays his next 3 games,
you gotta be pissed if you're a Lakers fan.
I'm pissed if I'm a Lakers fan. I'm beyond mad because if that's the case, bro, you could have played when we really needed you against the Nuggets, Suns, and who else they lost to? The Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I got 2 questions.
What's up
about this Lakers team? One. What would you rate this tenure for LeBron with the Lakers, right?
The whole tenure?
The
so
whole
in
tenure.
is this his third season? This is his fourth season. This is his fourth season with the Lakers.
So you got. Let me just run you through it real quick. First season, he didn't make it to the playoffs.
Right, he had the ankle injury. I don't know if it was an ankle injury. I think it was an ankle injury.
It was an ankle injury.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it was a groin.
It was an injury. He sat him out. Yep.
Injury sat him out. There was a fourth seed at one point, but then they fell off.
Then they were a bubble.
2, the bubble championship though. It was a bubble.
Yep.
Last year playing first round exit, and then this year no playoffs at all again.
So on a scale of 10,
what would you rate it? And was it a failure? The first question, was it a failure?
No, because bare minimum you have to at least get one chip. Bare minimum.
Okay.
But I think but you could almost make the argument and say yes, it was a failure because you're playing for the Lakers. You're not playing for the Cavs. You're not playing for the Heat. Granted, Miami's a historic franchise too, but you're not the Lakers. You're not Boston. You're not those teams. You're in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a superstar city, regardless of COVID or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're LeBron in the midst of your prime and you leave Cleveland after what had transpired, you should at least get 2. You should at least make 2.
And also, keep in mind, they were the championship favorite, or at least...
Yes, they were heading into the season. Yes. But that fits my Russell Westbrook narrative, which I've had since 2016.
I don't think it's Russell's fault, though. But I've said that times.
But look, it's LeBron's fault. It's the construction's fault. It's AD's fault. It's Russell Westbrook's fault. It's Vogel's fault. There's like 5-6 different things you could blame, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying with my Westbrook agenda that I've always had, it fits that narrative. Is it a failure? I will say no because you bare minimum, you won 1 chip in 4 years. You won a chip, regardless if it's a bubble ring or not, which I think is still valid. I'm not one of these people, right? No, not a failure. You got your chip, but the expectation of playing for the Lakers, you're LeBron James. You traded the entire team away for Anthony Davis, who is injury prone, who is not even
80% of the games as a Laker in his 4 years.
No, exactly. And the thing is, he's not going to be able to take over this franchise when LeBron's tenure's done. Because AD he can't stay in health. He's too injury prone and he can't stay healthy. Thank you. So overall, was it a failure? No. What would I rate it out of 10? The expectations on top of having one season in 4 years of even winning a playoff series. I give it a 4 out of 10. I give it a straight 4 out of 10 because you're telling me if I would have gone and told you 4 years ago when LeBron left Cleveland and said he's joining LA because this is before we knew about AD, you're like, oh, they got Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, like Julius Randle. I think was Julius Randle. No, I don't think Randle was on the team. He's in New Orleans. Was he? Yeah. So you had that was right before.
No, he was not.
I don't think so. I don't think Randall was there. But the point is you had a young squad, right? And you're in LA. Regardless if you want to say LeBron had the groin injury and he had a bunch of young guys who weren't ready. That's a fair statement, and I'm not taking that away from him. But, okay, you didn't even make the playoffs. You didn't make the playoffs again this year. You got bounced last year, and you had AD and LeBron. I know they weren't healthy. Phoenix was on a different level. You got slacked.
And you were up 2-1 in that series.
I think they were down 2-1.
They were up.
They were up 2-1 on that series?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. You go look for that right now. Regardless, you're telling me in 4 seasons LeBron James has been in LA, he's only had 1 season in which he's even won a playoff series? None of them have been at the Staples Center or the Crypt. None of them. Because their only playoff series in which they actually did anything was in a bubble. So, not even LA fans get to enjoy that. So... his tenure in LA is not a failure.
Yeah, they were
but did it? Okay, but did it live up to expectations? Absolutely not. You're telling me LeBron James can't even get to another conference finals with the type of caliber play that he is? No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. No, it gets a 4 out of 10, and that's as absolute high as I will go.
Yeah, he's very fortunate he was able to get a championship because it would have been terrible
if he didn't win that in the bubble. Man, it would have been.
It would have been a failure for sure. It would have been
that GOAT debate would really been hindered, especially in LA, and especially in LA. It would have
been a question for sure
in LA.
Now, to answer the questions I asked you, I think he's definitely around that 4 range as well out of 10. I wouldn't say it was a failure essentially because you did win a championship.
Could make an argument because you're in LA.
Exactly, but the thing about it is, like you said, right? You don't know how the league is going to transpire year to year, and I get that. So in year 1, him making that leap to the Lakers was a very okay, if LeBron can do it with these guys, then shit, he's really that dude he's a
and
GOAT.
He was trying to think of that with like Westbrook too.
So what happened after that? They traded away all their valuable pieces.
Everyone.
Brandon Ingram becomes an all-star. Julius Randle becomes an all-star. Lonzo Ball is a very solid point guard.
I think Jordan Clarkson got traded to Cleveland.
And Clarkson became a sixth man of the year.
Right.
All right. So they all have had success at all their destinations they've been to.
Yeah. D'Angelo Russell. Everyone that left the Lakers became successful.
So, but I don't think D'Lo played with him.
No, he didn't. But I'm just saying, like, he was, a Laker,
so
yada, yada, yada.
They bring in AD, right? So when you bring in AD, your expectations at the time, because Golden State is
still Golden State?
No, they're not. KD gone.
Oh, KD had just left. That's right.
KD's gone.
Yeah. He's in Brooklyn with Kyrie for the first season.
The Clippers aren't.
Kawhi came into town with Paul George.
Yeah, that was the year?
Yep.
Okay, so the Clippers are making a move. So the West is starting to shape up to, okay, well, it's going to be a Clipper and Laker West, right? Because the Warriors have fell off. The Suns weren't thing.
Portland was still a good team.
Portland was solid, but you were better than them.
Yep.
Dallas wasn't there yet.
Utah wasn't quite there yet. They were consistent, but they weren't there yet.
Yeah, and then also I'm trying to think of other teams. The Nuggets weren't there yet, and so
it was really like an LA type. It
was
an
LA vibe, right? It's okay. Boom. I know the Clippers made some moves, but I have arguably two top five players in the league on my team. Plus, I sprinkle in guys like Dwight Howard.
Alex Caruso, Kyle
Kuzma. I have a championship roster.
Yeah, KCP,
boom, right? So you win a championship with that roster, right? Cool. Year 2 is the same roster. You don't lose anybody.
Yeah, no.
You don't,
just injuries.
It's injuries, right?
But granted, they had AD in the playoffs. He didn't miss any games in the playoffs, if I don't remember.
He played unbelievable in the playoffs. He turned into, this dude might be the best power forward in the league. He's better than Giannis.
LeBron got waxed in the playoffs.
He did, man.
Didn't he walk off the court?
Yeah, he did. So it's kind of like, the way it kind of started. Okay, well, LeBron has excuses that he can rely on, but as years went on, man, like you built this team, constructed it the way you wanted to, and you really put you really put your hand in this team this offseason because everybody knows that you wanted Russell Westbrook, you didn't want DeMar DeRozan
or Buddy Hield.
You wanted Russ. You traded for Russ. You lost more of your assets. You lost KCP, who's turned it around.
Caruso.
Who's a very reliable knockdown shooter and a very solid defender.
Montrez.
Yes, Kuzma. No one thought that Kuzma was going to be anything, but he turned it up this year. You lost what you lost?
Montrezl
Harrell. And you signed him to a big deal.
JaVale
McGee. You lost
Rondo.
Caruso. Rondo. Well, you traded Rondo.
You traded Rondo, but yeah.
So, yeah, this is all we all know. The GM's a real thing.
No, absolutely.
So I'm looking at him like, damn, bro, man, you really just lucky you got that championship, man. Because I think Laker fans are kind of getting tired of this, man. They really want him. I feel like a lot of Laker fans want him gone, just to trade it away because they have no draft picks now. The thing about it, as you said, okay, if LeBron's supposed to fall off the cliff, we have someone to take over and it can be the lead.
But he can't though.
He can't. It's still LeBron in year 19.
Yeah.
So, my next question is, since they're officially eliminated from the playoffs, what happens this offseason? What should he do?
If I'm the Lakers, if 29 other teams out there even think I would take Russell Westbrook, who's obviously going to opt into his player option, $47.3 million, making Russell Westbrook the highest paid player in the NBA next season, which is ridiculous. Okay, but that was his contract that he was given from OKC that moved him 4 teams in 4 seasons. If you can trade anything to get Russell Westbrook off your books, do it. Okay? That's priority number 1. Priority number 2 is, LeBron, do you still think that you have enough to, facilitate between Anthony Davis and the rest of our role players to elevate them and make them better? Probably not. You trade AD. I think you actually have to blow the team. You don't trade LeBron unless he says he wants to get traded. Even if it's tempting, you can't even throw the rumors out there that LeBron's open for trade without consolidating him first, right?
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. Just you the glamour, the limelight, the celebrity that LeBron is, and obviously the basketball player that he is, you can't trade him. I keep LeBron around because he's LeBron. Like I said, unless he wants to leave, and I trade AD, you get valuable compensation while he's still young-ish, still somewhat in the midst of his prime if he can stay healthy. If you're able to move off Westbrook, you're not going to get anything for Westbrook. Let me just keep that real. You're not going to get anything valuable in return. But you're also going to lose out on a lot of guys who are on one-year veteran deals from, I think, Carmelo Anthony, Kent Bazemore, Wayne Ellington. Malik Monk is there to stay. THT, I think, is coming up on contract soon.
Right now.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys, man, a lot of these guys are on one-year deals. So I really don't know. They just don't have the roster construction. They don't have the cap space. They don't have the draft capital in the future. This team is not going to be good.
Yeah, they're
for the next 8 years.
Yeah,
seriously,
they're in trouble, man.
Unless they pull some Sam Presti, but that's not happening.
Yeah,
that's just my thoughts on it. My priority 1 and 2 is move Westbrook, move AD, whatever else happens, let it happen.
I think,
and we got to wrap up soon because the thing's about to die.
I got you. Oh, the charge not working?
No, I didn't plug it in. That's my fault.
Okay,
that's my fault.
We're gonna wrap it up with this right here. How long you think I left?
Not even 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. If I'm the Lakers, I trade away all 3.
I mean, I'd love to, but I just don't. I don't think you can move LeBron unless he says I want to be moved.
And I think LeBron. We talked about the selfishness of LeBron. Like, I think is looking at, okay, I need to be selfless for like, not for once, but like looking at it like, I know we're not gonna be able to compete for championship next year. I know you don't have the assets to compete in the future. Let me just get off the books, bring you guys some continuity. You know what I'm saying? Trade me away. I think that all 3 get dismissed. If anybody,
I wonder where he'd go. Though. That's the crazy thing.
I think if anybody says it'll be Russ, because you can start building around Russ and stuff like that.
No,
Russ with average players is going to get the job done. Maybe
but the LA doesn't need that. You don't think LA fans are already tired of Russell after this season?
That's true. So you trade around all 3. I mean,
you trade all 3, but I'm telling you, you have to trade Westbrook and AD, no question. LeBron, I'm letting stay because he's the biggest celebrity in the world, athletic celebrity. That's all.
And also too, if you can move AD, you get back in that Damian Lillard conversation and trade AD to Portland, get Damian Lillard and whatever else they want. See if you can let Russ go off the books for like some draft picks,
like a second, like 2 seconds
or something like that.
That's really what you're gonna get.
Player that no one wants that you can bring in. He can be an all-star, not even all-star, but play like one.
Just play like a role player. Just play like a solid role player. Get Danilo Gallinari. There you go. That's what you'll get for Russell Westbrook at this point.
But Russ and trade, that'll be nasty.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But hey, man, great podding today, man. I'm super excited that the NBA is concluding so that we can finally get into these playoffs, man. We'll be talking about that all of next week, man. Obviously, the regular season will be over, so we'll be talking play-in. We'll be talking our predictions for the playoffs and everything else NBA related, man. So great podding today, man. Any last words you got, bro?
That'll be all, man. Thank y'all for listening, and until next time.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys next week, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast, and we'll catch you guys next week. Don't overthink it.